All right, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Poetry in the Pocket. Are y'all ready for today's show? As much as I would love to be with you, beautiful people, today, that's okay. We will enjoy each other's company a different way today. All right. So, I am your host of Poetry in Your Pocket during this quarantine season, Keya McClain, author, poet, speaker, self publishing coach. And I want to welcome you all in. Come on in, grab your favorite drinks, your favorite snacks, because we're going to be spending a little bit of time together this afternoon. And so I want you to get comfortable. As you can see, I'm going to have me a glass of, going to have me some warm tea here. Hey, Ronnie, thanks for coming in. So I'm going to have me a nice cup of tea here as we get through this quarantine season. I am so excited to be with you all this afternoon. I'm so excited that despite what's going on, we are going to have a good Saturday afternoon from the comforts of our homes, right? Because we are in comfort where we have a roof over our head, we have the necessities of life. So let's get comfortable. Now, Facebook has changed a little bit, so I can't always see people that come in. So you know how when you walk in the room, your mama taught you to speak to people when you walk in the room. So when you come in into the live, I want to see you. So say, "Hey, Kia, I'm in. How you doing?" Just speak. You don't have to keep speaking to me, but just say hello so that I know that you're here, and I want to acknowledge your presence, and I want to thank you for being here. Now, one of the things that I want to do is for those who are interested in giving a love donation, I want to make sure that you know how to do that. This is a free show, free, free 99. However, you can definitely help by donating any amount of love donation, a dollar, $2, $2,000, whatever you see fit, right? You can also go out to my website and you can purchase any of my products or books as well. And I've provided that link for you in the comment section. So let's go ahead and get this show started and sit back, like I said, relax, get comfortable. Let's do this. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and share my first piece. It's coming from the first book, My Words Healed My Soul. Okay. So we're gonna share a piece from this first book, and like I said, I want you all to, if you know any of my pieces, if you've heard me before, if there's a particular piece that sticks out for you that you remember and you want to make a request, please do that. Don't be shy. Don't feel like you can't ask me to do some shout outs or a particular type of piece for you, because I've pretty much wrote about everything. I pretty much wrote about everything. So there are so many different things that I've wrote about. And so I'm sure any topic that you want me to go over or speak about, we can definitely delve right into that. Okay. So the first piece that I'm going to share is called To Whom It May Concern. And again, this is from the first book, My Words Healed My Soul. I need my glasses. I can't see. This serves as my resignation. There is no reason to give notice, no 2-week notice, no few days notice. You've been warned. I've expressed my desire to be treated a certain way. You've been given a probationary period that you couldn't complete. Your attitude and actions have shown me just how much you didn't want this position. It is clear to me that you didn't read or comprehend the job description. Let me be clear. I know I'm not perfect, and I know I too have flaws. However, my flaws are open like a new cut or wound. I can understand you wanting the position and feeling qualified. I too have had desires of applying before qualified. I have taken the time to study though. I can't see y'all. Hold on a second. I concentrated on me and learned to understand who I was and, more important, who I am. It is also important that I express my disappointment to you, to the lies in your interview. The way you dis, the way you answered questions and even your references were all deceitful. As management, it is pretty much my fault. You see, I realized I did not do a thorough background investigation, nor did I pay close enough attention to the signs of your disqualifications early on, the inconsistencies and failure to improve over time. There should always be increase, better work product, and growth in any position. At the review process, I usually mark needs improvement or satisfactory. I do not believe this is an acceptable rating. Since your last review consists of needs improvement or no growth at all in this area, I'm afraid this position is no longer available. I resign from the position of being your friend, your lover, your family member, or your acquaintance. I have been committed, loyal, and loving towards you. I may have made some mistakes and I may have also failed at some things. In this position that I've held with you, though, it is over, complete, finished. There is not one bit of love lost either. This, my friend, is goodbye. No other documentation is needed. Management. Okay, y'all, I'm sorry. That was a rough one to get through because I did not have my glasses. But my nephew went to go grab my glasses for me. So let's give him a round of applause for helping his TT out because I couldn't see. No, I can't see. Why didn't I grab my glasses? So rough start, but we good now because I can see. I got my other set of eyes and we're going to make it happen. Hello to everybody that just came in. I said earlier, make sure you come in, speak when you enter the room. Say, hey, Keya, that's all. You don't have to say a whole lot. Just speak, enter the room, and then, have a seat, get comfortable, get your favorite snacks, get your favorite drinks because we're going to have a good time. We're going until 2:30. I've already posted my Cash App. If you decide that you want to give a love donation, I've posted my website in case you want to go out and support. So that's what we're going to do, right? We're going to keep this thing going, right? We're going to keep this thing going. And so the next piece that I'm going to do, I'm actually going to stand up. I'm going to move around a little bit during the show. It's going to be just like you are at the live show, right? It's going to be just like you're at the live show. So I'm going to move the chair over just a little bit and we're going to go right into it. Okay, so this piece is called Every Man's Dream, okay? She is every man's dream. Her skin a perfect blend of all the browns with oval-shaped wide eyes. Her walk is hypnotic and her words flow out like the slow drippings of honey in a low and seductive tone. Men can't help but to stop and stare. Some feed her the sweetest and subtle compliments while others yell and scream, taunt and point at her, making her feel the most uncomfortable feeling. And no matter how many times she hears it, you're beautiful. She can't help but to pick herself apart from the lines on her face to the shape of her toes. She is sweet, yet seductive. She's always used her sexiness as a last resort. It's often after hearing some man confess his desire to spend an entire fortune on her. That lack of esteem seems to dissipate, if only temporarily, to work her magic. She knows how to use her words and her eyes to get what she likes. He isn't aware of this fact. In fact, his last comment implies just that. She doesn't stand a chance with neither woman nor man. While the men adore and revel, the women snarl and avoid her. Most don't understand her gentle and kind touch, her desire to love and be loved, to shine a light that has nothing to do with her physical appearance, just the love she has inside. For most, they don't know that she wants to see them succeed, support and acknowledge and provide them a balance. An all-around looker, they say, without ever knowing what she holds within. So she really doesn't care if she's every man's dream. That's that piece. Every man's dream. What did you guys think about that piece? I cannot see who's in because of the way the new Facebook is when you're doing it from a desktop or from a laptop. From my phone, I can typically see that, but I can't see who's on. So come on in and speak to me. Say hello. Say good afternoon, Keya. It's okay. Come on in. Okay, so I am still reading from my first book, My Words Healed My Soul. If you don't have a copy of this book, do you know how you can get it? Well, I've provided the link to my website just above, and you can go out and support me by purchasing my books. Okay, go ahead and get the set, the full set. You don't want to just get one book, get the full set, get the full effect. All right, so I'm going to keep this thing going. And first of all, let me ask you all this because I didn't ask you all early on. Can you hear me okay? Can you see me okay? Let me know. I know it's a delayed response. Let me know before I go into the next piece that you can hear me okay, you can see me okay, it's all good, and I will continue. I just want to make sure that you all are getting the best possible visual and audio experience for the show. So I'm going to give you just a few seconds to respond, and then we're going to keep this thing going. You're going to keep this thing going. Remember, you can send me requests about particular topics that you would like for me to read about, and I will definitely do that. I'm going to be reading some pieces that are not in either of my book and none of my books. They're going to be pieces that are going to be released in the new book. So let me know that you can hear me and see me okay. Hi, cousin. I'm assuming you can hear me okay. Okay, I'm hearing from you, so I'm taking that as a yes, you can hear me and see me okay. Is it going in and out? Are there any problems? We just had a thunderstorm. It's still kind of lightning and doing a few things. So I definitely want to make sure that you all are getting the best visual and audio. Okay, so I'm going to keep this thing going. The next piece is called My True Love. I've clearly crossed the line here, allowing my mind to escape in this place where our hands have interlocked, the beats of our hearts match, and the world has completely come to a halt. The world as I knew it just doesn't exist anymore. I've succumbed to the desires of your touch. I'm dancing on the tippy toes of love, allowing my hand to trace the outline of my heart as it makes a beautiful melodic sound that only you can create. It is clear this is right because I used to hesitate at obliging at your every advance when finally my heart just had to take a stance. I have made it clear to you and everyone else that I've finally chosen you. I am no longer teetering on the sidelines, watching everyone else's glow. It is time for me to have life's rewards and continue to grow. In my longtime admiration of you, I always failed at getting to intimately know you. Taking time to sit quietly and alone with just you, making promises to date you eventually, preparing trips and even quiet time, just me and you. And although I really wanted to make you number one and admit you are second to none, I had to take this journey to meet you again, creating lasting memories and demonstrating how your love has changed me, defining your love in a new and greater height. I've learned to appreciate and love everything about you, from your thick lips to your wide hips, to your long locks and that stride in your walk, even the wide and amazing smile you have that catches the world's eyes. You are a simply amazing love, a true, devoted, and loyal love, the love I've always wanted and searched for. I truly thank God for blessing me with her, my true love for self. That was that piece. I hope you all enjoyed that piece. And I'm going to go back and sit down. I'm not hearing from people, so I'm hoping that you all can hear me okay. Um, because that would be important. You need to be able to hear me and see me okay. So I am going to find another piece to share with you all. And let's see. I'm going to do a different piece. I'm going to change the flow of where I'm going here. I'm not going to really go in a particular order, but we're just going to go with the flow. You know, we got time this afternoon, right? This piece here is called The End. In that place where loss has a way of sitting heavily on my chest, silencing my screams, deleting every single future dream, and facing the undeniable truth of gone, lost, and I can't see you anymore. Hear your voice and the laughter we all love so without even a warning or get ready, I'm gone. This space that I'm in gets more closed in, the baffling trend that we are all coming to an end. It's a huge level of weight to even contemplate. For me, more so because I just want to live the life God intended for me. Being sure that my dash will be far more memorable than the date at the end, that my family and friends won't forget how I lived and I laughed, how I used my words and my fists in my earlier years, only to avoid the downpour of tears. But I learned to shift that to paper and pen. We all know that feeling of destruction and lost. Despite what you believe, it can be at the highest cost. The violence, the cancer, and even when there's no answer, remember how quick life can be snatched because there is no way to avoid the end. That's that piece. And who would have known that particular piece, the end, would have so much relevance to what is happening right now, right? It has some relevance to what is happening right now in this moment. We have to be living for our dash, you know? We have to be doing what we need to be doing so that our legacy is left, so that we can be remembered even long after we are gone, right? We left an impact on people. And I think that that is extremely, extremely important for us to know and do and be able to accomplish. And it doesn't have to be of huge significance like some, you know, everybody's not going to be Kobe Bryant. That's why he was Kobe Bryant, you know, but what about the person that is in the neighborhood and in the community making a difference? Are you that person? Was that your calling? What are you called to do before it's over? Because we already know at some point we're leaving here, right? We know that. That is unavoidable. So that's why we have to make the best of it. We have to make the most of it while we are here. Okay? So hopefully you all enjoyed that piece. I'm not seeing engagement, but I'm really thinking it's because of the way this new Facebook is set up. So hopefully you guys are sitting back and relaxing and enjoying and, you know, just comfortable. And again, remember, when you come into the room, it's okay to speak, you know, say, hey, Keya, I'm sitting down. I'm front row. Everybody is VIP today. What about that? You are VIP today. You sit in front row and center. And remember, in the comment section, if you want to send a love donation, you absolutely can. My Cash App is there. My website is there in case you want to go out and support any of my products. The next piece, after I shared the end, I have to take it back up a notch, right? You got to take it up after that. So the next piece is called Pushing. Hey, girl, look. I got my girl in here, y'all. She ready. She ready. Okay, y'all. This next piece is called Pushing. It's one of my favorite pieces. You're going to hear me say that a lot towards the end, but because my third book is a lot of my favorites in that book, and my second and third actually. So you'll hear me say, "Hey, this is one of my favorites." Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on the next piece. It's called Pushing. When you reach that plateau, knowing you have taken yourself so far, reaching for the stars, yet complacency and stagnation has taken up residency, and you've stayed behind that fence for way too long. It is time to set a brand new tone. While climbing to be in a different zone, don't continue to do it alone. The time to be brave is now. Set yourself completely apart. You are the epitome of a brave heart, strong and resilient, but pushing to be more persistent and consistent, establishing your team while building your dream and holding yourself accountable for nurturing your self-esteem, because you know where you plan to be and the goals you expect to achieve. So place yourself at the highest expectation, push past the fear, drive faster as you look to the rear. Your dreams do not expire. The highest form of dreams may lead you to perspire, but I implore you to continue to reach higher. Keep pushing. That's that piece. Keep pushing. What y'all think about that piece? Keep pushing. No matter what, y'all, no matter what, I want you to keep pushing. I want you to keep persevering. I want you to know that you are intended to be here. Today's podcast talked about purpose because you were born for a reason. You were not a mistake. There is nothing about you that isn't complete. You already have everything that you need deep down inside of you. I need you to pull deep down. If it's deep down in there, that's okay. Reach deep down in there and get it. Water that thing. Take care of that thing. Nurture that thing, because you are intended for greatness. You are greatness. You are greatness. And so I need you to push. I need you to push past the fear. I need you to push past the pain. I need you to push past anything that is in your way, any obstacle, any difficulty that presents itself. Keep pushing. All right, y'all? Keep pushing, because you got this. You got this. So I'm going to go and, move on to the next piece. You like that, Ronnie? Yes, that's one of my favorite pieces. That's one of my favorite pieces, Ronnie. Keep pushing. So the next piece that I'm going to do, I love the interaction. So if you are on here, because guess what, y'all? Don't just sit back and watch, because this is why I'm doing this, to engage and interact. So don't be shy. Don't feel like I'm just going to sit back and watch, because we don't get out with each other right now, right? So this is an opportunity for us to engage with each other. This is an opportunity for us to interact with one another. Let's do that. And so if there's technical problems, tell me. But otherwise, be engaging, be interactive with me, because we can't see each other one-on-one, but we can still be engaging. We can still, talk to each other. And how else can we engage? Hearts. We can just say something to one another. We can speak to the other people in the room as if we are at the show. I want us to be physically at the show and still engage with one another, because it's important that we do that in this time. It's important that we do this in this time. I don't want us to be sitting in the house and be, oh, I'm sad I can't get out, because this is an opportunity for us to engage. There might be somebody on my live watching right now that you can connect with. So be engaging, okay? Be interactive. This is not just for me. This is for all of us. So I'm going to go on to the next piece. It's called Consequences. Consequences of your choices will inevitably come. You will miss the lessons and the blessings if you do not succumb to the guidance and wisdom from up above, and equally important, what you hold within. Encamping yourself around nothing but love, allowing forgiveness and redemption to guide and lead your new way. Not pointing blame or resentment toward anyone specifically, just allowing healing and wisdom to create new space. Terminate all your past poor choices and live in the now, because no one or nothing else determines your future. Stand tall and proud about how far you've come. You could still be that person who made nothing but bad choices. Your life is your own, and you're already on the throne. We were all made to be kings and queens. Be not discouraged about yesterday, for the real tragedy is in continued delay. It's a it's a consequence that you don't want to look back on. Consequences. That is that piece called consequences. We all have them, right? There's consequences to everything. So, what is going to be the consequence to the choices that we are making going forward? This is not the end. It is not over. This is temporary, as everything is. It might be a longer temporary than we're used to, but it's still a temporary. What you guys think about that piece, contemplating? Remember what I said, we got to engage. We got to engage with one another, because we are still in the room together. We may not physically be there together, but we are together right now in this moment, y'all. We together. We doing this. You are VIP, and those who stay on with me to the end will get to see what I mean when I say that you are VIP. So you got to stay on to the end to see what the surprise is that I have for you all. Stay on until the end. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and drop that in the comments now, because I don't want anybody to miss that. So, stay on to the end. I have a surprise, but you got to stay on. Yes, Ronnie. Big facts, consequences. Hey, consequences. All right, next piece is called Arrived. I've purposely arrived here. I wasn't misguided or misled by any GPS or map. In fact, I didn't need directions at all. The sign read, "Danger ahead." I proceeded as if it read caution. Proceeded as if there would be no repercussions. Be no repercussions for proceeding ahead. And as much fear as I had, it should have deterred me from moving into that head-on collision. And although I had fear, there was still that curiosity to keep going, to see where that road would lead me. As I continued on this road, I was introduced to anger, animosity, and fear. Hatred and envy soon became acquaintances of mine. And after becoming familiar with them, I moved on to betrayal and deceit. I then stumbled upon the cheaters and liars. Now, the impact of the collision is felt by many. The collision that could have been prevented with some logic and reason. I sit here wondering how I arrived in this place, how I kept going when I could tell that this road was full of darkness and pain, bitterness and failure. So I sit in my quiet place, meditating and praying, and then realizing I was led here on a spiritual journey, hence the caution sign ahead. No, danger ahead, realizing this journey has landed me to my destination, the land of peace, tranquility, and solace. Because things had been so imbalanced for all this time that I hadn't realized I'd arrived. That's that piece called Arrived. Tell me what you think about that piece. Arrived. Guess what? Although some of us won't admit it, I'm pretty transparent. I can put myself out there, and then you can just feel it. You don't have to tell nobody your business, right? So, Arrived is about taking accountability for some things that you may have contributed to, people that you have allowed in your space, and then you later blame because you had warning signals at first, but you chose to keep going. Then you chose to start behaving a certain way. And, when I hear people say, that person made me so mad, they made me do X, Y, and Z, right? So I've said it before, so I know what you mean. I've done that before. But ultimately, we have to take full responsibility and have accountability for ourselves. Can't blame everybody for everything that we choose to do, right? So, arrived is about me arriving to a place where I did take on certain behaviors, certain characteristics, certain ways that either drew those types of people to me, or things that I had that were toxic or unhealthy about myself, and that I had to look at the mirror. And sometimes looking at the mirror is difficult, it's hurtful, and but it's a growing pain, right? The blame game. Yes, the blame game. You're absolutely right. And so when we do that, that's us, constantly not taking responsibility. It's constantly pointing at somebody else, because to be able to sit there with yourself is can be daunting sometimes. And that's a challenge. And so arrived was just about me getting to a place where I had to take accountability for my actions. I had to take accountability for who I was and not point the finger at anybody else. So arrived was good for me for that very reason. And so I hope that that resonated with somebody. I hope that, either if you've been in that spot, you're in that spot, or you coming out of that spot. We're not going to blame other people. We're not going to, say this happened because of them. They did this, they did that. No, we're going to be accountable. Y'all ready? You want me to keep going? Shall I keep going? Shall I keep going? I told you I'll come in and speak. Say hello. It's okay to speak. It's okay to speak. Say, hey girl, how you doing? I'm all about, speaking when you entered the room. Nephew, do you mind getting my cup for me? Taking this one back in there and grabbing that other one, please. Sorry, that's intermission. That's a little bit of intermission for you. So this thing is extremely delayed. So I'm sorry. I know some of you all are maybe engaging with me, but I can't do real time because it's just a delayed thing that's going on. So I want to change up the energy a little bit. Thank you so much. I want to change up the energy. Okay. So I want to make you guys laugh a little bit. Hey, Tyra, what's going on, girl? Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming in and speaking. When you enter the room, your mama told you when you walk in the room, speak to people. So I appreciate that. So I've switched up. I was having tea, but now it's 5:00 somewhere. So we're going to have a good time at the live poetry in your pocket reading. Let me ask this question before I go on. How many people have attended my live show before that's in here now? How many of you have attended my live show? Everybody that's commented are all people that have not attended my live show so far. So this is dope. So if there's anybody that is on that has attended my live show before, please let me know. Hey, Joyce, thanks for coming in and speaking. Thank you. If there are others that are in, speak, please. Please speak. Say, hey, girl. Hello. That's all right. So I want to do a funny piece, and I am. I'm going to do 2 funny pieces. What y'all think about that? I'm going to do some funny poetry and then get back to it. We're going to get back to it, but I'm going to do some funny stuff. Kind of serious too, but funny. All right, so this piece is called My Hair. Let me put my glasses back on because I can't see. I can't see. Staying up late to get my hair pressed when tomorrow I have that early morning test. Holding my ears back and hearing that sizzle, I can feel that blue magic drizzle. Upset with mama for the pain of this hot iron so close to my head. Not understanding what all the fuss is about. Why I can't rock my afro puffs. Why I can't be who God made me to be. And then it went from the press and comb to dark and lovely. The dark and lovely that left scars and pains, and it never even did the job of straightening the roots. When all I wanted was to accept the roots from which I came, who are you to blame? Blame me for being aware and not moved by the tactics and scare, and not ashamed of who I am. After the years of conditioning, I became that one who wore all the weave to disguise who she was, the layers of tracks that fell down my back. But then I started to seek the truth. It became clear and evident that these products were damaging my hair. My hair was continuing to fall out. It felt dead, and when I touched it, there was a story. Wondering why I had chosen to murder the very strands that were on my head. Could I be committed for such a violent and brutal attack? And when would the repercussions of my decisions come back to haunt me? Would I be accused of attempted murder in the first degree? Who would be the judge and jury of this tragedy? The hair that I failed since the very beginning. How I've changed the coils and the patterns and flows of the beautiful hair that laid upon my head, and hearing the news that my ends were dead. That's my hair, y'all. That's my hair. Okay. I got all first timers on here so far. So that is awesome. That is amazing. I absolutely love it. Are you having a drink with me? I hope so. I hope you're relaxing. I hope you have your favorite snacks in front of you. For those that came in as I was sharing the piece called My Hair, come on in the room, speak, say hello. Let me know you're here. Let me give you a shout out. Let me show you some love. Let me hug on you, because if we were in the presence of each other, you know, I'll be loving on you and squeezing on you and giving you kisses and all of that. But we in quarantine season, y'all. We are in quarantine season, but that is okay. We got this thing. We gonna be all right. It's all good. Okay. And so I have people that are steadily coming in. And let me tell you something. I can see it pops up that somebody's coming in, but I can't always catch the name. So if you're coming in, just say hello. Say, hey, girl, what's going on? I'm here. Let me know if this is your first time attending a Keya live show. You might not be in the presence of me, so I can squeeze and love and hug on you, but you're here at the show. You are at Keya's Poetry in the Pocket show right here today, April 4th, 2020. Let's do this. Share the video. If you want to send a love donation, my Cash App is above in the comments. It is capital KOACH, capital KEYA. Okay? Coach Keya with a K. And of course, my website is listed above, and you can support by purchasing my books or my products or just sending some love. Okay? Just give a sister some love. This is your first show and you are in for it. Trust me. Trust me. I pour my heart, everything into what I do. Thank you, Joyce. Laura, thank you for tuning in. I really, truly appreciate it. I do. I really appreciate it. Anybody that takes out the time to come in and share their time with me is so appreciated. And so I can't thank you guys enough. It looks like I have all first timers, people who have not attended my show live, that are a part of the show right now. And I can't thank you enough. If what I'm saying to you is resonating, I don't care how small the amount is, send a love donation. It's okay. Because you know what? What I really want to do, I'm gonna tell y'all at the end. You gotta stay to the end, because I got a couple of surprises at the end. I'm gonna move on. The next piece is called Book Title. I think y'all gonna like this piece. Shifting through titles as if you are at a bookstore. You rest on a title of my book, my story, as you try to figure out who I am, and depending on the day you enter my life, your interpretation of my story can be skewed, wrong, untimely, or judgmental. See, on Monday, I was hit with the madness and mayhem of a tragic loss. By Wednesday, things were completely out of whack. I had to put on a fake Friday smile and pretend that things were intact. I stood at the altar on Sunday, not because I'm perfect or righteous, but because my week was full of turmoil, and I had to say thank you for keeping me. During that week, several things were on display. The lack of sincerity and understanding from some told a complete story. not to mention the judgment that others seemed to try to pass without knowing what I was battling. But then I learned to not care about what they thought because it really didn't matter. I know who I was and whose I was and was completely comfortable in the skin I'm in. So when you sift through trying to pick my title, just know that to me, it really doesn't matter. My main goal is to reach higher and inspire others to live their potential and all of their dreams. That's that piece book title. And so, let me say something about book title. Book title was written because a lot of times we come in contact with people who immediately try to judge who you are just from looking at you, right? So I wrote book title because I've encountered people who immediately when they meet me, they try to size me up. They try to figure me out and they try to make judgments that are not true. And I'm sure you've met those types of people. People who just immediately draw some conclusion about you without getting to know you. Their energy tells you everything that you need to know about them. The energy is telling you, they're not really feeling you. They don't really like you. And you don't really know why. It doesn't have to be a why. They have went to the bookshelf and they've chosen the title of your story without knowing you. But that is not your issue. That is not for you to concern yourself with. That is not for you to spend time and energy on. And I had to learn that myself. You have to know who you are. You have to know whose you are. You have to know what you were planted here to do and keep it moving. And everybody doesn't have to like you. So what? Okay? So it's all good. Keep it moving. So I'm going to tell you guys again, because if you've ever been to my show, everybody that I'm seeing commented has never been to my show live. So this is wonderful. This is a new experience for you. I'm loving it. I asked the question, if this is your first time, drop the comment in, my first time, so that I know that this is your first time attending a Keya live poetry reading. I got 3 books, y'all, so we're going to be here till 2:30. Or until y'all say, we done with you. But no, I have an Instagram live to do at 3. So we got to end before 3. But I got 3 books. Yes, Tyra, all real. Yes, cousin, all real. We have to know who we are and whose we are. And we have to keep it moving and know, hey, that's okay. You ain't got to like me. It's all good. Yes, you did tell me that. You did tell me that. And look, that's the other thing I want to mention. I'm so glad you put that comment. So the other thing I want to say is it's okay if you give somebody a compliment. Y'all do know that, right? It's okay, especially as sisters. Like, we have to do that. We have to love on each other. We have to, give compliments. We need to just, it's okay. So when you feel somebody and you love who they are and the energy that they possess, it's okay to say, you know what? Or I like that dress, or I like those shoes. We can love on each other. And guess what we're realizing in this time? That's important. That's important. First time, everybody's first time. If it's not your first time and you've been to a live show, comment go in the comment section and say, I've been to a Keya show before. I've been to a Keya show. I've attended. If you have ever attended a show, put it in the comments. So I got all comments from first timers. All of the first timers are commenting. I know I got some people in here who have attended my show live, front and center. Everybody's VIP today. I love it. All y'all VIP. I love it. Everybody is VIP today. You got front row seats. This is a Keya live poetry reading. The show is Poetry in Your Pocket. I'm coming right to you wherever you are, in your living room, in your bedroom, in the comforts of your home. We are blessed, y'all. We are okay. We are quarantined to our homes, but we have a home. We have comfort during this time. And I want us to keep concentrating on that. I want us to stay focused on that. We are in the comforts of our home in this time. What's up? That's my girl, Mo. That's my girl, Mo. I'm sorry, y'all. I got excited about my girl coming in. She has been to several Keya shows. And so she knows it goes down, doesn't it, Mo? We have a good time at the shows. We have a good time, y'all. We have a good time. So let's keep this show going. This is a very short piece. It's called She Mattered. Another body bag. Just because of a missed opportunity to brag, you stole a life because your ego wouldn't allow you to hear no. And who do you think you are that you can't be rejected? So you decided to take this woman's life and be a coward because your line just didn't suffice? So many lives affected by your poor judgment, but your judgment day will surely come. The pain that you and your family will sustain, the loss and turmoil her family has had to endure, the poor example you've shown to other young men, all because you received a no. That's that piece called She Mattered. Told you that was a short Told you that was a short piece, but let me tell you why I wrote that piece. I read this story. This was some years back. I read a story about a woman that was killed because a man was gawking at her and tried to talk to her. And she would not accept his advances, and he killed her. And I wanted to just write a short piece about how that made me feel. As a woman, I've been gawked at and I've turned men away, and I've had men call me out of my name as a result of that. And I couldn't imagine someone killing me because I said no, because I wouldn't accept the advances. And so I wanted to acknowledge that sister that was murdered because she said, I'm not interested. It's something that, think about what we're going through right now. People were taking lives violently from people for no apparent reason. And look what's happening now. We are being still in this moment. We are being quiet in this moment. We are taking time to spend time with our family, our loved ones. We aren't focused on things that really don't matter, right? That woman lost her life because she said no. I couldn't imagine my child losing me for that, or me losing a friend or a family member because they said no. So that was a deep piece, y'all. I'm going to keep this thing moving. If you all want to make any requests, remember what I said. You can make requests about a particular topic for me to talk about. We've been going for nearly an hour. We have another hour that I can go because I have to go live on Instagram starting at 3 p.m. We're going to do the same thing over at Instagram. So if you came in late here, if you just want to come back and enjoy the show again on Instagram, because I'm going to probably be doing different pieces on the Instagram side. I won't be doing the same particular pieces, but you can come on over to the Instagram side. And my Instagram page is Keya McClain, the poet, all as one word, Keya McClain, the poet. So I'm going to do this next piece called Battered and Bruised. I was bruised, battered, hardly recognizable, black and blue, and the pain that jolted through my body is indescribable from the pounding and pounding against my body. Or so I thought against my body. It was all internal. It was an internal beating, a savagely internal bleeding, and I wondered why I always cried out when externally there was no sign of abuse. My abuse was self-inflicted, constantly battering myself, hitting my head up against the wall countless times, struggling with the things that hurt me so. Not realizing I was causing this battered body to be thrown about to and fro, the constant bad decisions, the people I allowed around me, and although I knew that this would lead to another scar or bruise, I continued to allow this savage beating upon me. That is that piece called Battered and Bruised. And hey, Kent, welcome in. Thank you for coming in. Look, y'all, thank you for coming in and speaking. You know your mama taught you better than that. You walk in the room, you say hello, okay? You say hello when you walk in the room. So thank you for coming in and speaking and acknowledging your presence. I appreciate that. I need to know that you are in the space. So come on in and say hello. Look, we all kind of from the same place. I ain't gonna say where that same place is, but you know your mama taught you. When you walk in the room, baby, you have to say hello. You gotta speak. You gotta make your presence known. So when you come on in, when you come to Keya's show, you gotta speak. Hello. Now, if this is your first show, because people are still coming in, I love it. If this is your first show, comment in the comment section, first show. If this is a show you've attended a Keya's live poetry reading before, say, I've attended before, so you know how much fun we have. So we're going to continue to have a good time. Get your favorite drink in front of you. Get your favorite snacks. We're going to keep this thing going. I have to be done before 3 because I'm going live on Instagram. So enjoy. And remember, I have my Cash App up above. This is a free show, but you are free to give love donations, and you are free to go out to my website, which is up above in the comments at the very top. And you can go out and support by purchasing any books or products on the website. So come on in. I see people are still coming in. Say hello. Introduce yourself. Might be somebody in here you need to know. You never know. We're going to network like as if we were in the same place. Okay, so this next piece, I see a couple of my brothers have joined, so I'm going to do this piece for my men. And this piece is called I Don't Mind. I don't mind. I don't mind running your bath water and preparing your meals before you arrive home after a long, hard day at work. No, I don't mind. I don't mind rubbing your neck and shoulders, massaging your body from head to toe, giving you that hour massage without the introductory fee of $39.99. I don't mind surprising you by treating you to a night on the town. I don't mind feeding you, and I certainly don't mind bathing you. I don't mind watching Sports Center on ESPN. I'll even call customer service to order that DirecTV Sunday ticket for you. I don't mind being what you need in the bedroom, providing you with all that you desire, and I don't mind keeping that discreetly between us. I don't mind being seductive, intriguing, loving, sexy, and freaky with you. I don't mind any of these things because I can rely on you to be my homie, my lover, and my friend. You don't mind giving me my time and my space to hang with the girls, and you don't mind that I'm a strong and resilient woman, yet loving, tender, and kind. Because you don't mind all these things and you don't mind making me feel loved, special, and cared for. I don't mind stroking that ego, when in fact, I'm not stroking your ego at all. I'm telling you exactly who you are and what you mean to me. How unique of a man you are and how proud I am to have you on my arm. Yes, I don't mind. So that's that piece called I Don't Mind. Joyce, tell your cousins to say hello. Tell them to say hello. As you can see, I have a good time at the live Keya show. So you got me online. So, if you had me live, I'm turned. I got energy, right? So I'd be hugging and squeezing on y'all if we were live. So if you ain't them type of people, be glad because, you just getting all this energy through the computer. But I love to have a good time. I love to share what I write with people. I have been reading from my first book. I'm going to go ahead and switch because time is really moving here, y'all. I mean, it's moving. And so I want to make sure that I get an opportunity to share from all 3 books. And so I'm going to go ahead and move into the second book, which is called The Depths of My Soul, Healed Through Love and Empowerment. If you don't know, if you just are on here because someone shared the video with you or you were invited, you don't know who I am. I'm Keya McClain, poet, author, speaker, self-publishing coach. And so I am someone that does live poetry readings. And I wanted to do a live poetry reading since we are in quarantine season. And so I hope that what I share is inspiring and powerful and funny and empowers you today. We might be in the house right now, but it's not going to last. It's not forever. So we're going to still have a good time. We are still going to be engaging with each other. We are still going to interact with one another. And so this is not going to stop anything. You all are getting it live and in color. Okay. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time. It's okay to come on in and say hi and, have fun. So this next piece that I'm going to do it's my very first piece, again, in the second book, and it's called I Forgive You. I've decided to forgive you, to release all the hurt and pain you've caused, relinquishing myself from harboring bad feelings about the pain I've sustained, the constant fear of more pain from you. I realize your intent wasn't to create a lifetime of turmoil. Therefore, I must choose to forgive you. And although it was clearly inevitable that you would come to me asking for forgiveness, freedom, and even redemption, I know it was necessary to move beyond the past. How blessed I am that trouble doesn't always last. Knowing that my circumstances were the catalyst to the place I was in. So here I am facing you and completely forgiving you. Standing in the mirror and committing to never inflict another day of misery or pain. Forgiving myself for the way I've treated me and even for how I allowed others to treat me. Because ultimately, forgiveness has to start right here with me. You see, I had become the one that was causing the tears in her eyes. This was all predicated on lies. And now I commit and make a vow to forgive you, to release any and all wrongdoings. As I face you today, I say goodbye to all the past fears, hurt, and self-inflicted pain. It's the final goodbye. I now completely forgive you. And so this was the first piece that I put in my second book, because by the time I got through with the first book, I realized I talked about accountability. I talked about, taking ownership of the things that I've done in life, the things that I needed to correct in my own life, and that I needed not point blame in anybody, that Keya had to take ownership. Okay. And so I had to forgive myself, though. I had to forgive myself for some decisions. I had to forgive myself for some things that I had done to myself. I had to forgive myself for some things that I had done to others, unintentionally or intentionally. Any hurt that I may have inflicted on other people or myself, because none of us are walking around doing it all right. And the moment that I had to sit with myself and look in the mirror and reflect and own that stuff and feel that stuff, it didn't feel good. It didn't feel good, y'all. And so because it didn't feel good, didn't mean I had to run away from it. It didn't mean I should run away from it. I had to own it. I had to sit in it. And then I had to do the work. And the work is no joke. Okay. And so you must do the work. Healing is an ongoing thing. It's something that continues. That's why the last book is called The Constant Road to Healing. It is a continuous journey. There are things that are going to come up that are going to trigger you, and you realize that you are still dealing with some things, but you must keep going. You got to keep persevering through those things. You are not a victim, and so that's why I shared that piece. I forgive you. It's important to forgive yourself. That's why some of us can't forgive other people, because, we didn't start with ourselves. Start with yourself. Forgive you first. So I'm going to keep going. I hope you all are still here with me. We have another half hour. I'm going to stop at 2:30 if people start coming out. But if you're still coming in, remember to come on in and speak. Come on in and say hello. Medea and grandmama and granny and mama didn't play that. You walk in the room, they say, now, did you speak? So come on in. Hey, Tasha, come on in and speak. Say hello. Tell me how you're feeling about the pieces that I'm doing. Feel free to send a love donation. The Cash App is above. The website is above. Any way that you can support. If you can't support, it's fine, because this is a free show. We're going to have a good time. Sit back, get your favorite drink, get your favorite snacks. It's going down. You are at the Keya Live Poetry Reading. Yes, you are. I can't tell y'all enough times. I like engagement. I like interaction. So it's okay to speak. It's okay to tell me how that piece made you feel as if we were live. If you have ever been to my show, you know that it is interactive. I don't just get in front of the room and speak. It's engaging. Okay. So we all get together and we talk. Texas is in the building. D-Town, Dallas is here. Any of my STL family in here? So come on, y'all. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to show love to each other. We're going to love on each other as if we were in the same room. I'm giving all of you all virtual hugs right now. Big squeeze. I love y'all. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sharing this out with your people. I appreciate it. I'm going to leave this video up for 24 hours. What's up, girl? Look, I love when I have other poets in the room. We need to do something collaborative. Make it happen. Make it happen. So this piece that I'm going to do next is called There He Was. This is for my brothers. I still got some brothers in the room. Any brothers still here? Hey, friend. All right. All right. ATL in the building. My girl, Ronnie. One of the baddest barbers out there. So Ronnie's from the Lou. She relocated to ATL the same time I relocated to Dallas. I've only physically met her once, but dope. Okay, just dope. You know, some people just like that. Ronnie's just dope. I got my friend Sharon on here. That is my dear heart. My Dallas bestie is in the building. What? So I appreciate you all coming in. STL, baby. I appreciate you all coming in. Like, we're going to still have the same energy as if we were in the same room. Y'all hear me? Let me get close in your face. It's like we in the same room. We going to party, y'all. We going to have a good time. I'm going to share this poetry with y'all, and we going to feel empowered. We going to laugh, and we're going to leave this thing feeling good. All right? We're going to show love to one another. We're going to make connections with people because that's what we do. That's what we do. You in Fort Worth? That's what's up. I like Fort Worth. First, I used to be like, that's far, but I actually like Fort Worth. Really nice. So let's definitely connect. Thank you all for engaging and interacting with me. I love it. I love it. Yolanda, hey girl, what's going on? I love it. My other friend Ronnie's on here from Peloton. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the engagement and interaction, y'all. Let's keep this thing going. Remember to keep speaking when you enter the room. If this is your first time at a show, say first time. If you've been to a show, say I've been to the show before, so you know it gets live, it gets crunk. We have a good time. We have a good time. Let me move into the next piece. It's called There He Was. And there he was. His swag was undescribable. Literally breathtaking he was. I had been watching him, studying him for a long time. For the longest, I thought this physical and mental connection was one-sided. All I wanted was to abide in him, connect much deeper than I ever had, believing he would handle me with kid gloves. I'm not sure he's even ready for this love. Because the energy is real, I can't sit still. In fact, it seems all too surreal. I'm enamored by him. Everything he does seems to make me smile. He is like a dream come true. Sexy, smart, charming, and a true gentleman. I see sexy or handsome from time to time, but his soul was introduced to mine. The connection was electric, on fire to illustrate the twin flame. You and I are surely vibing. It's amazing. We just start soul tying. I even tried to put a knot in it, but when the timing is all off, that knot continues to become untied. Hey, I'm tell y'all where that piece came from. Hey, Deborah, it is so good to have you in here. Hey, Ronnie, I love you too. Thank you so much for coming in. First timers, this is mostly first timers at this show. This is amazing to me. That most of the people are first timers. They have never been to my live show. If you know me, I'm constantly having shows. I'm constantly doing something. So to have all first timers is amazing. Make sure you're sharing this out with your people. Make sure that if you can, share a love donation that you do. If you want to support any of my products or my books, please go out to the website. Those are all pinned at the top in the comments section. So that piece, let me share with you all where that piece came from. The piece came from, I listened to a sermon some years back that Pastor Teray Roberts had about soulmates. And he talked about how you can meet people and you can have this vibe and this connection with people and it feels good and it feels right and all of that. But we can have connections and a vibe with a lot of people, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that that's the person for you or that's the relationship for you. It could just mean that you all vibed, that you had a connection. But there are things that must happen beyond that connection, right? There are things that must exist outside of a connection. And sometimes we try to take the connection to another level when that's not what was necessarily intended for us. It might have just been that you had that connection, right? Because we have connections with people all the time, but it doesn't necessarily mean this is a love connection, a lifetime love connection. It could be a very temporary connection. So we have to be very careful about who we're allowing into our hearts and our spirits and our soul, all of those types of things, because we can't get soul tied to everybody, right? And sometimes we want things to work out as women. We want to have that, that love and those relationships and those connections. And it's not always what is the best thing for us, right? It's not like the lifetime love that we may want it to be. And so in order for us not to do that with each and every person, that is where intuition has to really kind of lead. And so we have to be very intuitive about who we're connecting with, who we are relying on for those connections. And so take your time, be careful. Some of us can be very careful. So I went from being very open to being very careful. So I must admit that I can be overly cautious sometimes, but sometimes it's hard meeting in the middle. So, okay, Tasha, we're going to have to talk, girl. We're going to have to talk offline, girl, because you in Fort Worth, so we really need to connect because I don't come to Fort Worth a lot. So let's make some connections. I'm in Dallas a lot, or South Dallas, or really North Dallas. So let's make some connections and see how we can make some things happen. Okay, so I'm going to keep going because I got to be done, y'all. Seasonal people, you sure right. Seasonal people. I got to keep this thing going. So, and I love the interaction and engagement, you all. Keep it going. Keep it going. I feel like we are in the room with each other. I feel like we are right there with each other. I am hugging on you and loving on you if you was in the room. So let's keep it going. Let's keep this thing going. All right, y'all. Next piece is called Vibe Killers. Just when you are feeling good about where you are and the direction of things, here comes the mood and dream killers and that additional setback you just don't need. How many times have we set our intentions for the day and here they come? They see the flow, the light, the peace, and happiness. You have given them power over your peace and solitude. Although not intended, you've given them permission to come in and ruin your day. So take back your peace and send them on their way. You are a winner and in pursuit of bigger things. Everything and everyone doesn't deserve your attention. Before you know it, you've acquired neck tension. Well, here is the best course of prevention. Take back your power and don't sign any more permission slips of joy. You are a soul healer. Don't feed into the joy stealers. These are called vibe killers. Yes. Yes. Okay. So don't let a vibe killer get you. Don't let the vibe killers get you because they will try it. You can be positive and loving and happy and in a great mood. And, I'm high energetic, right? Most of the time. And so people will try to affect your vibe based on how they feel. And I'm not going to give you that. I'm not going to give you that. You can't take my joy. Thanks, Ronnie. Thank you. You can't take my joy. I'm sorry. I ain't giving it away. I'm just not giving away my joy like that. It's not for free. So this next piece that I'm going to share is called The Garden, and I'm finding myself kind of rushing through now because time is moving. Y'all start engaging with me and I start engaging back. What you know? Okay, so this piece is called The Garden. I wrote this piece because one of my girlfriends asked me to write a piece about, she said, you write about everything, but you haven't wrote about your friends. And so this is my depiction of the different girlfriends that I have in my life. You like vibe killers, Ronnie? Okay, so it's called The Garden. Her bloom was beautiful and grows tall. She started off somewhat sheltered where she really thrived. The one to call when the struggle was real, a beautiful clematis she is that needs full sun. When I'm stressed and need that relief, I'm calling on the one that's extremely blessed. Her lavender buds have grown to new heights. She needs full sunlight. You are popular and elegant, able to withstand more than people realize. You are deep and thirst not. The beautiful calla lily who is low maintenance. You excel in or out, up or down, cold or hot, and bring great value to the full garden. We never know what we are going to get from you. A ball of excitement, laughter, and chatter from bright and beautiful to light and refreshing. You are our sweet pea. Your honesty is no joke. You need little pampering and will continue to grow. You never let the shade from the trees affect your height. All petals full bloom with radiant colors, no covering or altering in any way. All soil good. A full and vibrant garden, from morning glories to lilacs, perennials to orchids. I'm excited to call them my friends, a garden full of my loves, the women who supported and nurtured, loved and never condemned me. The radiant and vibrant flowers they are, nothing comes close to the sisterhood reflected behind this fence. And despite the seasons that may come that may affect how much we can grow, another sister doesn't pluck from her sister's petals. We are true stars. Our soul runs together, connected at the roots. We've blended and grown together, watched me wither and grow bigger. This garden you see is comprised of you. In order to write this piece, I had to study flowers. I'm not a gardener, and I didn't know much about flowers. But as I studied flowers, and what made me study flowers is the friend that asked me to write this piece, she loves to plant flowers. Loves to plant flowers. And so I thought about how flowers related to the garden of friendship. How as women, we are all different. We all have different skills, abilities, appearances, but we all contribute to the garden, and we never pluck from our sister's petals. We never pluck from our sister's petals, no matter what. No matter what. If you feeling low, I need you to tell me you feeling low, but don't attack me and don't come up against me, because we need each other. Sisterhood is dope. It is the dopest when we understand that we really need each other, that it's essential, that it's important. It has to exist. Sisterhood has to exist as far as I'm concerned. And so we must acknowledge, love, and appreciate each other as sisters. And we have to stop coming up against each other. And so that's why the garden was written. That is exactly why the garden was written. And so I hope you all enjoyed that piece. It looks like the garden was a hit. Thanks, Tyra. Thanks, Ronnie. I appreciate that. So this next piece that I'm going to share is called Kidnapped. And these glasses dirty. He kidnapped her, and it took years to recover her. Wrapped her up and took her away. This kidnapping was on full display. People watched as he rejected her, clear and apparent dismay. No one uttered a word or even showed they cared. Her voice was muffled. He made sure she was quiet without being muzzled. She wasn't even tied up or held down. He decided he was taking her far away, silencing her thoughts, preventing her from the ability to talk, shushing all her dreams, removing those thoughts of being a beautiful Black queen, breaking down each and every positive thought, replacing them with how negative and ugly he really thinks she is, attacking her character and the previous wins, chipping away at her built self-esteem, advising her to negate those that loved her the most, no matter the cost. Accusations grew stronger. She knew there was something wrong. The more the intuition told her she better escape, the more she sunk into the room to prevent the exposure. No doors were locked. She was free to go. She had become so used to being in this space, scared for the sun to shine in on her face again, afraid of what it would be like on that road alone. Until that glorious day when it was unavoidable, she walked outside alone, gripped with the pain and the truth of the matter. And once reaching the door, realizing it was good to see freedom, good to feel the sun on her face, reciting the words, "I am free at last. I was held in bondage, tortured and abused, led me to be confused, lost and hurt. Beat down by the stress she had to rebuild, she took each brick and laid them down one by one, rebuilding what had been broken, even the broken and shattered pieces." That's that piece. That piece was written because I was listening to a girlfriend's story, and it prompted me to write that particular piece. And so sometimes you are holding yourself in bondage. Nobody is keeping you there. Hey, cousin. So if people are still coming in, what have I been saying, y'all? When you come in the room, you say, hello, hello. So come on in and speak to me. It's like we live in the room together. I feel like I'm going to have to go a little bit later than 2:30 because I still have a few more pieces to share. I'm going live on Instagram, but I have a few minutes that I can spare to stay on here a little bit longer. All right, y'all? So tell me how you felt about that piece, you guys. Let me know how you felt about that piece called Kidnapped. It's in my second book, The Depths of My Soul, Healed Through Love and Empowerment. Now I'm sharing with you all where these pieces are coming from, because if you decide you want to buy one book, two books, three books, you know where those pieces are coming from. So when you purchase your copy, you know where to go get that. You better be making notes like, oh, I like that piece. I'm buying that book. Or you can just buy all of them. Hello. That's what I'm talking about. Say hello. Come on in the room and speak. You know Medea taught you to speak. You know she taught you. Oh, Medea taught you to speak. I haven't got any requests. I haven't got any specific requests. So, you know, I'll just keep it going. Hey, Monty, what's up? So, Ronnie, you liked Kidnapped? Okay. Yeah, Kidnapped is good. All right, so I'm going to go to the next piece. It's called Grateful. I stand grateful for this news, knowing it was what I had been waiting on. The unfortunate part was I had no one to share it with. Well, I did, but they were tired now. We aren't sure about this again, Keya, but how did you do it again? You pulled off yet another blessing while they had been present to see all my many hard lessons. There was no need for the guessing. They had watched the progression. Some were truly rooting for me, up in the stands at every game. But some had grown rather salty at the growth. My ego was not in play. I had been tested and fallen plenty. It seemed as though that pleased some the most. My tenacity and fervor prevented my demise. I don't contribute my rise to anything other than that. Only the strong survive. I don't give up. Fear had to be wiped clear. It was time to complete my mission. That temporary fall had me placing phone calls, reaching out to those who truly had my back. Grateful for you. You know who you are. Thanks for continually having my back. KC, what up? Hey, hey. So that particular piece there was Grateful was written because I felt like I needed to salute the people who have had my back. And I had to be honest and trust my intuitive nature that everybody didn't. And that's okay. But I had to actually like stand in that. Like that person doesn't have your best interest at heart. That person isn't rooting for you. That person doesn't have your back. And we have to stop again. We have to stop, feeding into the things that others might be doing, who others may, your friend might like somebody who ain't for you, but you think we all together in this. That's not true. And that's okay. It's all right. It's okay. But, the people that you have, the people that are part of your team, be grateful for them. And I want you to put your energy on those people because we had got so used to talking about haters, talking about people who weren't for us. We had got so used to talking about that we put more focus on haters than we did our true blues, the real team, the people who, no matter what, had your back. You know what I'm saying? So I want to do a piece that's actually not in the book. And this is one of my favorite pieces. It's going to be in the next book. So be on the lookout. This is one of my favorite new pieces. All right. I'm going to stand up because I haven't stood up since the beginning of the show. So this piece is called Who Am I? It's called Who Am I? So y'all let me know what y'all think about this piece. Who am I? A woman rich with culture, acknowledging the bronze and gold that my ancestors nurtured. I am a woman of grace, a woman filled with pain and a heart stained, but pain that is not etched in my heart to stay. Not when I continually pray, I will rise again and daily I do, revitalized and new. I am chosen, awakened, not easily moved or shaken. I am not who you think I am. I am imperfect, yet perfectly made. I am eager to move into the newness that will catapult me into my greatness. I am her. I'm going to repeat that again. I am her, the one that is determined to get through anything. I am a woman who knows her value, a woman that you cannot overshadow. I am a woman that goes beyond her comfort level and stretches herself to a place of discomfort. Quitting is her last resort, and it is after every attempt and meditation that she makes the wisest choice. With the ability to hear her ancestors make a loud rejoice, you can feel the strength in her voice. She embodies the strength of a queen, the poise of a princess. Her speech is eloquent, and you can see bravery in her eyes. Hear the voices telling her to arise. Let your angels be your guide, and in time, you will preside. Those who stand with her, by her side, will reap the benefits and prize. Loyalty and honor is her greatest pride. I am a woman you can confide in, woman that has cried, so I let those tear stains be my guide. I am a woman that will be heard worldwide, a woman whose truth shouldn't bother you, a woman with dreams, a woman building her team, a woman that can be extreme but is still radiant and esteemed. I am woman supreme. I am woman refined, a woman that is distinguished and doing just fine, a woman that loves a full body red wine. I am woman that is on an incline, woman that accepts her truth, woman that has carried her many lessons from her youth, a woman that stands firmly in who she is. I am woman, I am her. That is that piece. It's called Who Am I? And so it is right at 2:30. If y'all want me to keep going another 15 minutes, I will. If you say we done with you, Keya, I'll leave and get ready for Instagram. But I wanted to share a few pieces from the third book because I was only able to get through the first and second book. I thought an hour and a half would be enough time, but we start engaging and interacting with one another, and time got away from us. So if you all want me to go another 15 minutes, because the show is technically over. The show is technically over, but if you want me to go another 15 minutes, I'm just saying, I will. I will go another 15 minutes. But that is one of my favorite new pieces. That particular piece that I just shared with you is not in any of the books. That is going to be in my new book that's coming out. So I just wanted to give you a snippet of what's coming because I got some raw stuff coming, y'all. I got some raw, real good stuff coming. So thank you, friend. If you have entered the room, come on in and say hello. Y'all want me to do a couple of more pieces from the third book? Let me know and I'll keep going. If not, I will end this and get prepared for my Instagram live that starts at 3. If you have not followed me on Instagram yet, I'm going to go ahead and drop my Instagram name here. You can go ahead and come on over to Instagram and join the show over there too. I know it's a bunch of live shows going on. So if you got another show to go to, go on over to the other show. But while we're here, let's have a good time. What's up, y'all? That's what I'm talking about. Come on in, say hello. Come on in, say hello. Medea taught you to speak when you get into the room. Okay. Y'all liked who am I? My girl Mo said keep going. So I'm going to give y'all 15 more minutes. You better come on over to Instagram and enjoy the show over there because we're going to have a good time over there too. So let's see. I'm going to start from the back to the front. I got to do my favorite piece in the third book. Make sure I get that one out the way. Okay. So this piece it's similar. No. You know what? I'm not going to do that piece yet. I think I'm going to close with that piece. I just thought about that. Okay. I'm going to do this piece called What Are the Odds? This is the third book, you all. Let me show you this. The third book, The Constant Road to Healing. Okay. If you all are just coming in, say hello. Medea taught you better. Say hello. Come on in, say hi. Say, what's up, girl? Hey. It's similar. No. You know what? I'm not going to do that piece yet. I think I'm going to close with that piece. I just thought about it. I'm going to do this piece called What Are the Odds? This is the third book, you all. The Facebook picture? Yep. It is the third book, The Constant Road to Healing. The world just coming in. Oh, I'm still on. Okay. Something weird happened. I'm sorry, y'all. Something weird just happened. My bad. I thought that my show ended. But we still on here. Okay. We're gonna keep this thing going. That was kind of weird. Okay, so again, this is the third book. For those just coming on, say hello. And then if you want to send a love donation, I put my Cash App in. It's at the top of the comments. If you want to support my books or products, you can go to the website. That's at the top. Hey, Reg. I'm just seeing your comment. Hey, Reggie. That's my boy from the Lou, y'all. Okay, so I'm going to do this piece because, dang, I got about 13 minutes. What are the odds that your fingers will interlock with mine, that we will make the most melodic beat when we greet each other? That the sound of my name creates a bragging exchange, the one that brought about change, removed previous pains, attributing our meeting to love silhouettes that will go down in history. It's true things started out as a mystery. We didn't know the road we would take together. It wasn't like the perfect toy where it all came connected. This was more like batteries sold separately. We just happened to meet. One part found the other part and we started working properly. I'm confident that the exchange of energy is what did it. We couldn't avoid that level of chemistry that we both yearned for. Prior to this, we weren't fully operational. When you align with your purpose partner, there are no loose connections, no need for the fancy adapter or plug-in protector. We were a perfect match. People always said I was a great catch. You didn't need a fishing pole or bait for me, no need for a rake to pull me in. I was booked. I was hooked from the start. Every dead leaf that fell, you pulled that in too. There was no disguising our love, no mask or costumes could cover up our hearts. It was not love from the start, but it happened the moment we were apart. I felt disconnected from the other part of me. I could tell you did as well. I remember everyone telling me how I was the one to pull you out of your shell, the shell that protected you from other broken hearts. Not knowing we would be the one to mend all broken parts of our past, that this here was definitely the one to last. And now we've put our past to rest, put our love to the test, passed with straight A's. At one point, we walked around in the foggy days, disappointed about our previous days, but knowing it was intended for our good. There was purpose in this introduction and enhanced our livelihood. What were the odds? I'm so glad I found you. That's that piece called What Were the Odds? Woo! What were the odds? A lot of the pieces that I wrote in my third book were things that I wanted to manifest into my life. So just to give people a background, my first book was published in 2016. The second book was published in 2017. And then the third book was published in 2018. I have a total of 5 books published and an ebook. The ebook is free. If you go to my website, you can find it there. I am so glad that this piece is relevant to you, Tyra, you and your boo. And I can openly and publicly say congratulations. It's been years since I've seen you or talked to you, but I'm looking forward to us talking and catching up. So let me keep this thing going because I got just a few minutes left. This piece is called No Competition. No competition who left their pillowcases wetter at night. Our bond and connection was just that strong. It didn't feel right when we parted. I could feel you deeply with distance between us, always picking up where we left off, and that was a huge plus. We laughed, we gazed, we played, we worked, we visited. We made it all work, no doubts, no fears, no second guessing, no desire for anyone else. We were the better that others are searching for. It was nothing left to seek. We made it clear, even if we peaked, we couldn't look away too long, no matter what. We were brought back each other's way. There's no competition. I'm here to stay. That's that piece called No Competition. It talks about just undying love, no matter what, undying love. So I'm going to get back up for this piece, this particular piece that I'm going to do. And then I'm going to do 2 more pieces and I'm going to close out. Going to have a little fun, have a little laughter. Okay, so this piece is called Skinny or Stacked, okay? If you know me, back in the day, I used to be like olive oil skinny. And I used to be like, Lord, can I please have some hips and a little booty and a little something up here? Give me some. And then I got a little stacked up. And I was like, could you take some away? So look, this is proof that sometimes you can never have enough, right? We still be asking for, well, I don't want this, give me that. So be happy with what you got at all times. Okay, so this piece, thank you, Tyra. So this piece is called Skinny or Stacked. What if I'm not skinny or stacked? Thick or fat? Light or brown? That doesn't change the position of my crown. In fact, some of you have committed to looking more like a crown. Nothing wrong with preparing to go out on the town, but you've committed to erasing your features, adding and deleting, multiplying and subtracting, and some of you are dabbling in a little division. When did we get so wrapped up in disfiguring ourselves into this perfect figure? I've bought into the concept that I was too fat, too flat, too plain, like Jane, contemplating what else I needed to do to be perfect, like you. I got close and saw that just like me, you too have flaws. I'm not going to make comparisons. However, I've learned a very valuable lesson. Accept what I have at the time, but put forth effort to pay attention to what's mine. My skin, my eyes, and sometimes those rubbing together thighs, the extra skin and rolls that form when I'm enjoying what pops in my mouth. From chips and dip to pizza and pasta, salads and wraps to my favorite snacks. Knowing that being healthy comes at a cost, and sometimes I'm willing to step back as the boss. I try to stay consistent, eat small meals throughout the day, tell all my friends and family, hey, this ain't for play. I'm serious this time. I am on a mission. I must maintain this serious lifetime commitment. Then I'm asked on a date, trying not to be late. And before you know it, I've ordered the big plate. That's that piece, y'all. Skinny or stacked. So let me tell you something. I love to eat. Okay. But let me tell you what I did internally to myself. I started to dissect myself. And I started to be like, okay, I got to do this. I got to do that. No, I'm fine just the way I am. And sometimes I'm a little chubbier. Sometimes I'm a little skinnier. Whatever it may be, I'm okay. And so we have to be okay with ourselves. We have to love all of who we are, right? Within whatever the moment may be, love all of who you are. Thank you, Ronnie. I love you for the love. My sister Retha is on here. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Jawan, hey girl, what's up? Let me tell you something. It's like y'all at the live show. This is VIP. You got front row seating. If you were at my live show, you would be feeling so much more love. But this is what I got for y'all right now. Massive hugs, massive love. Look, we're going to get through this thing. Okay? We're going to get through this thing. Have your favorite drink in front of you. Have your favorite snacks in front of you. We're going to love on each other, y'all. Because this is a time right here, right now to do it more. To understand, we got to do more. Okay? So, I only have a few minutes left, y'all. I only got a few minutes. This has been a good show. I gotta hop over on Instagram. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 more pieces. How y'all feel about that? Y'all okay with that? Okay, what am I gonna do? What am I going to do? Okay, I'm gonna do this piece and then the last piece. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you for the interaction. Thank you for the engagement. Thanks for those that came in and said, hello, thank you. Because your mama taught you better. We sure are still cute, friend. Because I was losing weight and I was good. January 3rd, y'all, I started working out. I was working out 3 to 4 days a week consistently. I was handling my business. Okay? I was doing it. Then here come Rona being messy. It's always that one. Here come Roro being messy and just turn everything up. Now I'm eating too much. But I have a day where I have a couple of days I'm just eating. Then I'll be like, you need to work out. So then I work out. Then I start eating again. I need to get my whole life together. But you know what? I decided that I'm going to just honor whatever I need to do in this moment, right? I'm not going to be harsh on myself. I'm not going to beat myself up. It is what it is. Okay? Thank y'all for the love and the encouragement as I continue to gain weight and lose weight. Okay? This is unhealthy. Okay. So this next piece is called Couldn't Imagine. I couldn't imagine not taking this route. That long, painful, and depressed bout, it had seemed like the longest road I've traveled. I took all the knots out and unraveled them one by one. The knot of confusion, the knot of denial, the knot of betrayal, the knot of hurt and pain, the knot of loss, the knot of misplaced rage and anger, the feeling that I was placing myself in danger, subjecting myself to people and places that would surely hurt me. It wasn't like my intuition hadn't set off alarms. That inner alarm was sounding off strong. Some seemed to feel like I could be wrong. And of course, they are right. Isn't it strange how we give more credit to others than we do ourselves? It's a serious plight. I'm not prepared to give up this fight, and I'm certainly not giving in to those urges within. When I feel like all is lost, I listen to the quality sounds of my favorite group, Black Violin. Let those strings pull me in from beginning to end, holding those violas under their chin. I begin to grin. They've helped to turn my mood from somber to author, writing to heal, no longer concealing, grabbing first row seats when I hear of a show. I couldn't imagine it any other way. That's that piece. It is called Couldn't Imagine. So, you do have to get you one of these blinged out cups, Tyra. This is, if you've ever been to my show, if Mo is still here, my friend Sharon is still here. Anybody who knows me, who comes to my personal poetry reading, this is habitual. I always have a show with this particular cup. This is a cup that one of my girlfriends bought for me years ago, and I have to drink from this cup at every show. It's routine. It is, it's now part of my show. She gave this to me in love, and I extend that love to those that attend the show. Yes, Roro got to go. Okay, y'all, I'm about to close this thing out. Did you all enjoy the show? Did y'all enjoy the show or what? Okay, if you enjoyed the show was, of course, free. But if you want to give a love donation, $1, 50 cents, $2, whatever you want to give, you can do that. My Cash App is at the very top of the comments. It is capital KOACH, capital KEYA, Coach Keya with a K. I appreciate everybody. I am humbled by your attendance. Yeah, you sitting at home, but you didn't have to come in, right? So, and Miss Jolie, I'm sorry. You said something earlier and I didn't acknowledge your presence, sis. So, hey, sis, thank you for coming in. My sis in poetry, Miss Jolie, is in the spot, and she's a dope poet and singer, and I need to acknowledge her. I acknowledged my sister's Mo presence earlier, but let me acknowledge her again. That is my sister in poetry as well. So, we're going to speak. Ronnie, thank you so much for the love. You've been here the whole time. I hope y'all don't leave. The show ain't over, and I got a surprise after this last piece. So don't go anywhere. I'm sharing this last piece, and then I'm gone, and I want you all to be part of the last surprise, okay? So be here. She danced. Everywhere she went, she danced. Gracefully gliding into rooms as they glanced, she was statuesque, regal-like. Although she didn't have the crown and jewels, she was honored. She had been so used to being conquered and feeling awkward, but somehow she danced anyway, willfully sliding her feet across the floor until she could pick up each foot one by one, as she considered all the things she had overcome. She extended her arms and became one with the song, now lifting her leg one by one and twirling some, basking in all her glory of revealing and sharing her story. You have no idea how much power she has in her legs until she adjusts and jumps. Her jump is high. She is still getting by, soaring and extending her legs to land in that stance. She gracefully danced. She wasn't advanced, unless, of course, you consider her scars. her connection with the stars, reverence for her elders, a desire to continue to do better, to hold up her weight. Dance with such a passion, it increases her heart rate. The capacity to reveal her story in the steps she takes, no matter how painful it feels in the knees, she makes this dance look like a breeze. It's an ongoing tease. As they try to discover the perfection in her step, but if you carefully watched, you would notice the slight limp. But she dances anyway, knowing that the more she dances, the stronger she gets. The more she extends those legs, the more she wins. Her confidence grew. She became renewed, physically, mentally, and emotionally strong. Those long legs continue to dance. She lands softly on her feet. No longer accepting the emotional defeat, she dances, she's danced, and she will continue to dance. That's the last piece. It's called She Danced. It's from my last book, The Constant Road to Healing. And as I promised, I have a surprise for you all. Now, I need you all to engage and interact with me one last time very quickly because I need to go and prepare for my Instagram live at 3 o'clock. I need you to pick a number. I don't know how many people are on here, so pick a number 1 through 20, drop it in the comments now, quickly. I need you to do that. Nephew, Brian, I need you all to pick a number 1 through 20, drop it in the comments section now, quickly. Pick a number 1 through 20, keep it in your head, okay? And as I get numbers, we are going to choose a winner. And the winner gets a full set of my books. Book number 1. You got to pick your number quickly, 1 through 20. Book number 2. Book number 3. Okay? So you will get a full set of my books. So pick a number. Don't look at the numbers. Don't look at the numbers. I want you to have the number in your head. And so far, nobody has picked the same number, which is good. Okay. So I'm going to give a few more seconds, only a few more seconds. If you haven't picked your number, okay. So a few more seconds. Okay, I'm getting some more numbers. Uh-oh, I got 2 of the same number. Okay, you pick number 5, Joyce, after Tyra. So pick another number, Joyce, because Tyra picked 5 first. Okay, so pick a number quickly. If you pick the right number, my nephew has the number in his head, okay? And he's going to tell me what that number is. And the winner gets a full set of my books for free. So, Joyce, pick another number. Tyra picked number 5 first. So she gets that number first. Everybody else has picked different numbers. 1 through 20. We're waiting on you, Joyce. And then I'm going to pick a winner. And then you will inbox me. Or if you have my number, you'll text me your address. And I will get that free full set of books out to you. I thank you for participating and being on here with me. And share the video with your friends and your family. Tell me how you felt about the show. Tell me what can be changed about the show, because I'm going to do this one more time before this quarantine ends. And so tell me what you enjoyed about the show. Tell me what you hated about the show. All of that. So Joyce, I'm waiting on you. Oh, Joyce got another number. Okay. So Bowtie. Hey, Bowtie. Okay. What's the number, nephew?
18.
Okay. He chose 18. I don't think anybody chose that number. So I'm going to go with the person who chose closest. He chose 18. Bowtie, look like you won, because you chose 20. So you are the winner, Bowtie. because you chose 20. That's closest to 20. That's closest to 18. So nephew had the number in his head. 18 was the number, and Bowtie got closest. So you are the winner. Uh. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Keya Live Poetry in Your Pocket show. I appreciate, love, adore all of you all. Here's my virtual hug. I love y'all. Now remember, you can cash out me your love donations. You can go out to the website and support me by purchasing any of the books or products. Peace, love. See you next time. Holla.